Ay, 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 ay. We got all sorts of problems pressing wrong buttons and stuff to get ready for this new Money Monday at Parx, starting us off at 10:30. It's a little too early. Can't clean the cobwebs out. Late changes, all sorts of stuff going on today, Terry.
Really?
Such is life. All right. Well, anyway, we're back to Parx again, not canceled. Tafum, how are you? Nice of you to join us this morning. As always, before we get started, some free picks today. Not a whole lot of tracks running, but you can get some free picks later on today at Turf Paradise at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There is a link in the description below. But we're not really here for Turf Paradise today. We're here for Parx. Starting off in race number 1, Mr. Terry, what's the story here?
Okay, well, it's a 7 furlong race, and it's a $15,000 claiming race, and it's got a purse of $28,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since October 13th. Claiming races for 12.5 not or less, not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
So 7 furlongs, the numbers we have are for 2025 now. They cleaned out the closet from 2024. 3 races so far at the awkward tweener distance. 3 races, 2 closers, 1 wire to wire. So be up front, be in the back. And you've pretty much had a fair distribution of winners through the 3 post positions. The only one that hasn't won yet is the rail. Looking at our simulations, Terry, 1,000 of them for race 1 to get a chance or an idea of who might have the best chance to get to the lead. Looks like, Terry, well, tell us who's going to have the lead, but unfortunately for both of us, the 9 horses scratched in this first race very late.
Yeah. So, the 1 shows the most speed, so it should get there first, although everybody else has some kind of speed. The 5 has an overlay of 5-1 to 30-1. 6's overlay is from 2-1 to 8-1. All show par plus and all show C zones.
Yes, indeed. So taking a look at what we do here with the speed is 1,000 simulations. See who has a chance to get to the front. And then based upon that pace, which horses have a best chance to have a race today that mirrors their best performances, or we call that comfort zone. Along with that, we do our pace handicapping. And here there is no 9 horse in there, so we'll just take that one out. And he's not here as well, so we'll just take him out here as well, and we'll deal with the consequences of that in just a moment. Looking at the race shape, pretty balanced, although you got 2 horses in here that are unlike any others, the 1 and the 2. These 2 could be dependent on the lead. The 2 horse can be on the pilot role or a co-pilot role. Got a couple co-pilots here. The 1 horse Must Be Love on the rail. PC, they can really be anywhere on the track, and the 5 and 8 want to close. Looking at that early speed, Terry, Coming Ling, that one here, Coming Ling, whatever. That one has the most early speed, but really only a 3-point difference between all of these, so pretty competitive start. Probably going to be one at the end where Group Hug and Rowan Burgundy have the most late speed. Top total pace, usually the top 4 horses, ordinarily produces about 70% of the winners. Terry, looks like the 6-horse Rowan Burgundy has a pretty good advantage there. What do you think?
I like the 11-horse Kobe. Here on second in his last race as a favorite, but has a trainer wins 24% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again. And he has a highest last speed rating, or highest speed figure at today's distance, and a good workout on, on January 4th. And then Thirsty Pappy, the 2, is my next choice. He likes Parx racing. He's finished in the money in 67% of the races, winning 42% of the starts, and the distance won't be a problem as he has finished in the money 100% of the time. Then I like number 4 as my third choice. He has a trainer-jockey combination who in the last 14 days has a record of 7 starts, 3 wins, and a couple of second and a third. And then I like the 8. He finished in the money in the last 4 starts, winning 2 of the starts. He has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 27% of the races when taking a horse from a route to a sprint, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me here.
I'm going to go with Ron Burgundy in here, Rowan Burgundy. This one is the top total pace horse. We saw that. Biggest class dropper, 2 lengths easier today than what he faced last time out. Thirsty Pappy, the 6-horse. Last time he ran a stinker, which he did in his last race. Rebounded the next time around. Hoping for the same pattern here. Commingling, that's the word I was looking for with the 7 horse. Just looked differently before. Should be close to the front. Going to drop in class here today. And then finally, Kobe. Tough to call between that and the 1 horse, but really no time to kind of figure that out. So it's scratched into this spot. Terry's top pick can't be that bad of a selection with the 11 horse. I'm looking at right now the odds. So if we're looking for some value, it does look like Rome Burgundy on the 2-length class drop could offer some value. It's a 2-1 on our simulation odds, and we're getting 9-2. The 8 horse, really nothing else in there popping out as a big overlay. If you're looking for the horse that's going to get to the lead, that 1 horse on the rail, which is now the light favorite over the 8 horse, that one is the most likely pace setter in this scenario here. And neither one of us have that one in the opener. It'd be interesting to see what the track is like today. Got a couple of horses left to load before the first race starts at Parx today. And while we wait for those horses, when the show is over, you can go over to horseracingtoday.net. Right here in the flat in the middle, you will see a link with all of today's commentary as well as a replay of the show. It'll be here as well as in here. And when you're there, hit that HRT or gear button, get yourself a Horse Racing Today hat, a sweatshirt, any of the above. All right. Race number 1 is off and running. A pretty competitive start at the moment. Does look like the 1 horse, the one that our projection said would be on the lead, is challenging for the lead, but has plenty of company from Rowan Burgundy on the class drop, as well as the, tough to tell who's on the outside there. The 4 horse running on cue is sitting in the 4 spot as you got 3 horses across the track, the 1, the 6, and the 8. 2 horse down on the rail, and then the 11 horse about 3 wide, opening quarter in 22 3/4 second. A little bit of a gap back from those horses to the 5 and the 8, it looks like back there. Around the bend they go. The 1 horse continues to set the tone. It looks like wire to wire is going to be his attempt. Roan Burgundy on the class drop sitting there. They went a bit fast, though, 45-7. Might be a bit too fast for that 1 horse. The 4 horse now running on cue, getting himself involved. Coming through the turn on their way home. It looks like we have the 6 and the 1. The 6 horse kind of fading up the track a little bit, but he does got the lead. The jockey hasn't really asked him to run yet. He's kind of trying to coax him into the lead here, but they're not really pressing to go after that 1 horse. They're coming down the stretch, trying to find their way to the winner's circle. It's going to be close between the 6 and the 1, and it looks to me like we went 1, 6, 4 maybe, Terry. 1, 6, and 4. Probably should have tossed that 1 horse in there as the speed horse. So it'd be interesting to see how that wire plays out there. How are you doing today, Mehmet? Good to see you today. Don Johnson, good to see you back. I hope you had a good weekend, and hopefully we can get into the winner's circle in race number 2, Terry, which begins the early pick 4, of which we will have some thoughts. What are the conditions for the second start?
Okay, it's 6 furlongs. It's a claiming race, $30,000 claiming price, purse $26,000 for fillies 3-year-olds.
For 6 furlongs, and we'll see a whole bunch of 6 furlong and mile and 70-yard races today. So keep an eye on these. 6 furlong stalkers, 25% of the time they have gone wire to wire in 2025. There's an inside 3 bonus, 4 and out, get discounted. So Terry, let us know if there's any inside speed in race number 2.
Well, it appears to me that there's a lot of horses that have similar speed running styles, so anyone's guess this race. The 1 shows a overlay from 8-5, 3-1. The 4 shows an overlay 3-1 to 4-1. The 5's overlay is 9-2 to 5-1. The 1, 4, 5, and 7 have par plus numbers and all have C zones.
So par plus in our 1,000 simulations, what we're looking for on that is Brisnet has an average winning speed figure, 78 being the case for today's conditions for race number 2. So that means 35% of the time, or 356 times out of 1,000, Golden Filly in our simulation had a speed figure above par for this level. And of course, we want our simulation odds to be lower than post-time odds, offering up a little bit of value in terms of how this race might play out. The 1, 5, and 7 want to be on the lead. The 4 and the 2, they want to come from off the pace. 4 does have some flexibility. So if you're looking for that early speed, like we saw win race 1, Golden Filly and Peachiness, those two will be up on the front, although only Eleanor Rigby without some say in that. Late speed, we're looking at Golden Filly again. So it looks like Golden Filly in Philly might be the way to go. 1, 4, and 7. There's a 6-point difference between Peachiness and I Am Rue. Every 5 points equals about 1 length. So in this 5-horse race, Terry, maybe the 1, 4, and 7, that's it.
Well, I like the one. Golden Filly is my top choice. Has won 2 races in a row, goes for a hat trick, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then I like number 4, Brooklyn Rhapsody. She finished in the money in 4 career starts, winning 2 of the races. Drops in class today. Has the best start speed of today's among today's starters, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. Then Peachiness, the 7 is my third choice. Won her last race at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and a bullet workout on June 4th. And then I Am Rule, the 5 is the long shot. Won her last race at Parx Racing, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. I'm going to play my first Miami Vice, Don Johnson, pick 4. I'm going to use the 1, 4, 5, and 7 with the 4, 5, 6, and 8. With the 3, 4, 6, with the 3, 6, that's a $48 ticket.
I'm going to start with Golden Filly in here too. This one, it's almost singleable, I feel like, but I didn't do it. Top total pay 7 points, should be close all the way around the track. Number 4, Brooklyn Rhapsody. That one on paper looks like a class drop. Maybe, maybe not, but absolutely is a track dropper into the spot. The 7, Peachiness, you got Jamie Ness, Ruben Silvera, always a dynamic duo at the Ben Salem track. Also a track dropper with solid workouts getting ready. Then the 5, I Am Rue, easy win in his last, best published workout since. I'm going to do a pick 4, 1, 4, 7, 3, 4, 3, 4, 6 with the 1, 3, 4, 8. I think that's $36. We have a $50 budget, so yeah, leaving a few bucks on the sidelines. Race number 3, Terry, tell us all about it.
Okay, race number 3 is a 6 furlong race. It's a claiming race, $12,500 claiming price. Purse $23,000 for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races.
Again, for the back-to-back 6 furlongers, look for some horses that should be middle forward. Perhaps being on the inside gives you a little edge over being on the outside. Any particular horse in this race stand out with the early gas?
Well, it looks like the 1 has the most speed in here, as you can see, so it possibly could get to that quarter pole first. The 4, 7, and 8 have overlays. The 4's overlay is from 8 to 5 to 4 to 1. The 7's overlay is 6 to 1 to 12 to 1, and the 8's overlay is 7 to 1 to 12 to 1. All have par plus numbers and all have C zones.
Pretty strong couple of C zones here with the 5 and the 6. I'm a big fan of those horses that have a C zone over 50%. That means in more than 50% of our simulations, today's race will look a lot like and match their best performances. In race number 3, pretty balanced here. A couple of horses stand out again, though. The 5 horse, Chit Chat Club. It is the lone PC type. You always got to look out for that. The 2 horse right here, Betsy is the Girl. So far in his career, or recent races anyway, not within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line. That's a pretty big miss. So it's got a long way to go to catch up. As far as your early pace is concerned, it does look like the 1 and the 6, about 3/4 of a length better than everybody else. The 1 should get the edge on that, being to the inside. At the end of the race, if anybody can close, we didn't see that in the opener. Melody's Kiss, about a length better than Chit Chat Club. Our top total pace horses, again, top 4 usually account for the winner, 7 out of 10 races. One of these might be your winner. Terry, who do you think it is?
Okay, well, in here, I like Melody's Kiss, the 4. She ran second versus Tougher in her last race. She has the highest last race speed rating, drops in class today, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. Velvet Vixen, the 6, is my second choice, finished 3rd in her last race. She has a high percentage winning trainer. Number 8, Phone Eats First. She has won 2 of her last 3 races. Her early speed running style helps her chances. So she should improve at this shorter distance. And she has a high percentage winning jockey, Chit Chat Chub. The 5 is my long shot. She likes Parx Racing. She's finished in the money 40% of the races, winning 20% of the starts. And the distance won't cause any problem, as she's been in the money 50% of the races and won 17% of the starts. No additional bets for me here.
Melody's Kiss getting the top of the ticket for me, too. It is our simulation favorite in there, 8-5, a little bit of an overlay. All of the race internals were better from beginning to the end in its last start. And, well, today facing a little bit lighter company than last out. Mary Chill in form right now. Trainer Michael Catalano Jr. claimed that horse. It's an alpha angle. First off the claim for Mr. Catalano Jr. 23% winners. Normally, he wins at 15%. So getting about 50% excess return. Number 6, Velvet Vixen, the third selection for me, should be involved all the way around the track. My problem is this horse just might not be a fan of the distance. Hasn't hit the board in 6 tries. And then number 1, Duela Dent. That horse does have a great chance to be the pace setter, where most of the horses, as we saw in our pace set, want to be middle or back. So it could open the door for another one horse, like we saw in the opener at Parx today, to go wire for wire. We're off to race number 4. Big card today, 11 races today, Terry, making up for those days where they had to cancel. So I mentioned we're going to see a bunch at a mile and 72, and that's what we're going to see here in race number 4.
That's correct, and it's an optional claiming race, a $16,000 claiming price, purse $26,000 for 4-year-olds and upward, which have started for $16,000 or less, which have never won 2 races, or a claiming price of $16,000, or which have never won 2 races.
So if you wanted to buy a horse for $16,000, that number would be right here, as you see right there. So when you're looking at the Brisnet sheets, then you know which horses are available for sale. I don't know. Some people read into that. Some people don't. I'm not quite sure. I think on a big class drop, I would probably read more into that. But at a mile and 70 yards, again, it would be a festival of 6 furlong and mile and 70-yard races today. The first of which we'll find that early speed does good. 4 out of 10 have gone wire to wire so far in 2025. Outside is better than inside so far, but perhaps there's no races so far that had 8 and out, because no horses have won from out there. So far, nobody has scored from the rail either, Terry. Early speed, 4 out of 10 winners so far, Terry. If early speed's going to set the tone, who's going to go wire to wire here?
Well, first of all, it's another one of those anyone's guess races, although that 2 shows the most speed. The 1 has an overlay from 9-2 to 5-1. 3 has an overlay from 5-2 to 3-1. And the 8 has an overlay of 3-1 to 6-1. All but the 2, 5, and 7 have par plus numbers, and all of them have C zones.
And our take a look at the pace makeup for this race here. Well, pretty balanced. 3 on the lead, 1 in the middle, 4 in the back. So sort of a sandwich, if you will. If the early speed is the way to the winner's circle again, does look like Double Your Money and Spinning Heart. Those 2 will get out to the front. Maybe Missouri River has to work too hard if it wants to lead, although being on the inside can make the 4 and 6 perhaps work harder than they want to. So the race comes to a close. It looks like Exclusive Dancer along with Tricolor, Master Munnings. Pretty competitive in terms of late speed. Really not that big of a difference between those horses right there. Our top 4 look like this, Terry, 6, 3, 1, and 4. They're considerably better than the rest. So I suspect the winner will come from that group. Maybe the winner comes from your group too. Who do you think it'll be?
Well, I like the 6 as my top choice. Spinning Heart is one. His last race at Parx Racing, can handle the distance, has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Double Your Money, the 4, is my second choice. Ran second versus similar in his last race, has a highest last race speed rating and a high percentage winning jockey. Tricolor, the 3, is my third choice. Finishing the money in 5 races out of the last 6 starts. Won one of those starts, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Master Munnings, the 5, is my long shot. He has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 31% of the races in the second race after claiming a horse, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. Second pick for today is I'm going to use the 3, 4, 5, 6 with the 3, 6 with the 2, 5, 6 with the 1, 2, 5, 6, a $48 ticket.
Yeah, I think the 4-horse Double Your Money might be the one that might actually live up to its name, maybe better than that. Did run the top last race speed figure, 5 points better than anybody else, and today is the second start at Parx, so I expect to see a better number today than last time out. Spinning Heart, the 6-horse, probably win and a second since coming to Parx after Jamie Ness claimed this horse. Number 3, Tricolor, that one, Terry, is the only true class dropper. 1 length easier today than anybody else. Last time out, the pace was better early and better late. And then finally, Missouri River. That one horse strong since arriving from Parx following a class drop. I'm going to do a pick 4 as well. 3, 4, 6, 1, 3, 4, 8, 5, 6, 2, 5, 6. Again, what's that one work out to be? That's 9 plus 36. I think at $18. Is that about right, Terry? 36 bucks again.
36, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to do 15 to win, 9 to place on the 4, and then I'm going to do a $10 double. Ice cold, as our good friend Charles used to say, 4 with the 3. Race 5, again, a lot of races and ground to cover today, Terry. How much ground will they be covering in the 5th?
A mile and 70 yards, again, a claiming race, $25,000 claiming price, purse $32,000 for 4-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since October 13th. Claiming races for $16,000 or less not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
And at 5 furlongs, a mile and 70, like we'll see in race number 4, we'll see it in race number 5. Again, 4 out of 10 so far have won the race to the quarter-mile marker, won the race to the finish line. Outside is proven to be better than inside. So do we have any outside speed in race number 5?
Yeah, the 6 is kind of on the outside, not quite all the way, but it's got the most speed, and it may get to that quarter pole first, although that 3 could have something to say about it because all of these horses have some kind of speed. The 1 has an overlay 5-2 to 7-2, and the 5 has an overlay from 7-2 to 4-1. All show par plus and all show C zones.
Our race shape here. Let's take a look at this one. 3 and 6 want to be out on the front, so those 2 will duel. Everybody else middle back. 4 and 8 with a little bit of race versatility. I would want a little bit of speed here because it sure looks like they'll have a little bit of an edge at the start of the race. It does look like the King Cheek has an 8-point over Amity Road and Kick Startness. Plus, it's to the inside. I would expect the 3 to clear and then try to set the tone, see if it can perhaps go wire to wire. Rich's Way, hey, that's the only way, in my opinion, is the top total pace or top late speed horse. On our top total pace, we're looking at Group Ticket, then the King Cheek, Roan Mountain, Amity Road. But if you look at it, Terry, there's only an 8-point difference between worst to first. Any horse could probably win this race. You think the 6 will get the job done?
Yeah, I do. Kick Startness is what finished in the money. 6 races out of the last 7 starts, winning 4 of the starts, and he has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Number 3, the King Cheek. He has won 2 of his last 3 races, drops in class today, and he has a high percentage winning. Has the best start speed, among today's starters. And then Hoku, the 5 is my 3rd choice, ran 2nd versus similar in his last race, winning the previous race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Roan Mountain, the 1 is my long shot, finished 3rd versus tougher in his last race. He has the highest speed figure at today's distance. His best start speed is fast among today's starters. He has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Lots of boxes marked off there. No additional bets for me here.
I'm going to start with the King Cheek. Maybe a little bit too much early speed for the rest of these horses. And last time this horse came off the bench following some rest, it won by 7. So perhaps likes that first up angle. Roan Mountain, the 1 on the rail right there, small class drop, is our sim favorite. Pretty good chance to run a par plus about 54% of the time. Did that in our simulations. Amity Road, that's the 4 horse. It's also Mikel Sanchez. Jamie Ness can never overlook that dynamic duo at Parx. Resume says the 2nd up will be better than the 1st up, and the last race already was the top last race speed figure. And then finally, number 8, Group Ticket. You got Jamie Ness, Ruben Silvera, another dynamic duo. Strong workout between races to sharpen the saw for that one. $3 exact the key box because we have $100 Benny in the bets to spend however we like. So I'm going to go a $3 exact the key box 3. Hopefully I get some good odds on that one over the 1, the 4, and the 8. In an 11 race card. Go ahead, Terry. What are you going to say?
Do we have time to show Tayfun all the picks? He keeps asking. He's been waiting for him because I guess he's playing some kind of like pick 4s or something. So Tayfun, there you go. There's all the picks. Take a shot of that with your phone, and then you can go from there. Okay.
All right. So you got that Tayfun there. All of the picks for today. You can screenshot that, or you can come back at 25 minutes on the YouTube tape. So we're off to race 6, 11 races today. So this means this is the middle one. Again, Terry, so there's a whole bunch at $1.70. Here we go again.
Yeah, third one in a row, and it's claiming race, $40,000 claiming price, purse $35,000 for 4-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since October 13th, claiming races for $25,000 or less not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
And for the third time in a row, 40% of the horses go wire to wire. Inside's better than, outside appears to be better than inside. So, Terry, we'll make it a trifecta. In inquiries, any horse here that has a good shot to get to the lead?
Yeah, as you can see there that, the 5 has the most speed, but everything in there has some kind of speed. So the 5 should get there. If it doesn't, then it's anyone's guess. The 5 has the only overlay in here I see, which is 3-1 to 5-1. All have par plus and all have C zones.
Yeah, I see the Eliquist is still in the race. He wasn't scratched.
Maybe he wasn't?
No, I think just a weight change or something along those lines. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
As I look at I'm looking at right now live on TVG, and it says he's still in there. So I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
Unless they screwed something up.
I did.
That's all right. That happens. At our race shape, you have the 2, 3, and 5. Not quite sure what the 4 does. Perhaps we can take a look at that here in race number 6, right?
Yeah.
So the 4 wants to be an EP type right there. So he should sit in a good stalking position. Otherwise, most of these horses want to be middle forward. So maybe a horse with a little bit of stalking, a little bit of late speed could get the job done. Early speed, notwithstanding the 4, belongs to Suerte. The 2 and the 3. Looks to me like maybe the 4 horse in that mix wants to be, let's see, probably off the pace a little bit coming off. And then, go ahead. 4 what?
He wants to be in the EP position.
Yeah, there he is. Yes, indeed. All right. So, Terry, top total pace horses look like this, notwithstanding the 4 in there again. Chilonian, along with Suerte. Those 2 want to be perhaps at the top of your ticket. What do you think?
Okay, I like Chilonian, the 6. He has finished in the money 6 out of 8 starts, winning 3 of the starts, and he has a high percentage winning trainer jockey. Celestial Moon, the 2 is my second choice. He drops in a class today, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then I like the 5, Suerte. He has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 33% of the races in the first start with the trainer. His best start speed is fast among today's starters, and he has a trainer jockey combination who in the last 14 days have been in the money, or 5 out of 7 starts with 3 wins. Epic Luck, the 1's my long shot. Won his last race at Parx Racing, can handle the distance, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. I'm going to play the third pick 4, Miami Vice, Don Johnson, 1-2-5-6 with the 1-2-5-6. With the 5-7-9 with the 4-8, $48 ticket.
I'm going to go with Suerte as my winner in this race. You got a track dropper for Jamie Ness. Mikel Sanchez definitely has the back class. Number 6, Chilonian, did run the top last race. Speed figures 4 points better than everybody else. It is our top total pace horse to boot. Last time out, the horse might have really a little tough trip, 3 wide. So it was at this level, maybe a little better trip, high C zone, maybe a little better result. Eliquist, the 4 horse, does have the lone EP hold right there, been facing better. My only question is when this horse comes off the bench, sometimes he booms, sometimes he busts. Flip of the coin. And then Celestial Moon, the 2 horse, there you got that Ness Silvera combination again. Should be towards the front. I'm going to go with the 5 and 6 to start my pick 4. Going to single the 5 in the next leg. 3, 4, 5, 7, 9 with the 1, 3, 4, 6, and 8. I think that is a $25 ticket. Keeping it on the skinny side today at Parx with my pick 4s. Race 7 is where we'll go next, and we go back to 6 furlongs.
Yes, we do. We're going to cut back to that 6 furlong claiming race of $10,000, purse $26,000. For fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since October 13th, claiming races for $8,000 or less are not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
Yes, and Don Johnson's absolutely right. Hit that like button on YouTube if you haven't. Subscribe if you haven't done so. If you're watching on Twitter, you know what else is free? To take your mouse and click the retweet button. We'd greatly appreciate that. And if you're not following us on Twitter or X yet, make sure you do that. Our goal for 2025 is to make sure that on Twitter and on YouTube, we get to at least 10,000 followers on both. If you haven't done so yet, head over to our Facebook page too. Horse Race, the number 2 day. Our Swiss Army Sean does a fantastic job of keeping people up to speed. What's going on in the horse racing world. Terry, back to 7 furlongs. What we're looking for again, stalkers, but still 1 out of 4 that get the first call at the first call, also get the first call at the finish line. The inside 3 horses have an edge over the rest of the field, Terry. So do we have any inside 3 speed in race number 7?
Well, a couple of them show a little bit of speed on the inside to 1 and 3, but that 9 has the most speed on that outside, so it may get a good break and get to that quarter pole first. The 3 has an overlay of a 92 to 5 to 1. The 5 has an overlay from 3 to 2 to 6 to 1. All but the 1, 6, and 10 have par plus numbers, and all have C zones.
Yeah, look at this. High C zone here, second best. Top total pace, overlay. Maybe the 5 horse, Old Head, is one to keep an eye on in this race. Let's see if that proves to be the case here. Well, this is another race where most of the horses want to be middle back. I could give the front runners a little bit of an edge, especially since 25% of the time they go wire to wire. As you mentioned, Princess Cupid, the 9 horse, a closer. We call those left arrow horses around here because their early speed puts them in contention when usually they want to close. Looks like at the end of the race, if a closing is your way to the winner's circle, Old Head, look at that. 12-point total pace, late pace advantage over the next closest horse. That's almost 2.5 lengths. And really not going to be all that far off the pace with this group here. Old Head is also an 8-point total pace advantage over the rest of the field. Usually when you come close to 10 points on the total pace edge, that's a horse to really focus on. Terry, looks like we both put it at the top of our tickets.
Yeah, I really like Old Head, the 5. She's finished in the money in 7 out of the last 8 starts, winning 3 of the starts, has a highest last speed rating, and has a high percentage winning jockey. Very competitive horse. The 2, Frosted Diamond, is my second choice. Won her last race at Parx Racing, has a highest speed figure at today's distance, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. Then I like Katie Got Lucky, the 6. Won 3 races in her last 7 starts, returning to the dirt will show improvement. She has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 30% of the races in the first start with this trainer, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. The 1 is my long shot, has won her last race at Parx Racing, the rail post winning at a 19% clip, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me in this race.
Old Head, 6-1 on the morning line, 3-2 on the sim odds. Top total pace horse, 8 points. Top last race speed figure, 7 points. I hope we get 6-1. We won't. Number 2, Frosted Diamond has the back class, and Parx looks absolutely like the right track. Number 6, Katie Got Lucky. You got Jamie Ness, Frankie Pennington. Anybody with Jamie Ness is really a dynamic duo. Good shot to be better in the second start after a layoff. This horse is probably going to win or finish off the board. And then Gavici, the 3 horse in there. Cutback and distance could help. Did show some better early pace last time out. I'm going to put some more of my money to work. 15 to win, 10 to place on that 5 horse. The Sim Fave with the top total pace and top last race speed figure edge. Terry, race number 2 looks like it's about ready to get cooking. You're looking for some value. Well, it does look like Golden Philly's about fair. 7-5 right now. We have it listed at 8-5. That is your favorite. Let's see. Where else can we get some value? Maybe the 5 horse. I Am Rue. Yes. I Am Rue. That one is 4-5, 9-2 in our simulation odds. Right now, you get twice that at 10-1. Peachiness, the 7 horse. Now you're not getting any value there at all. And that looks like really the only value. I Am Rue. So if you're a value player, then the 5 horse, maybe a nice exacta key box, the 5 over the 1, 4, and 7. And maybe you get a good set of odds coming in for that. Again, when the show is over, while we have a little bit of time as the horses get involved into the gates, over at horseracingtoday.net, you will find a replay of today's show along with all of our notes. When you get here, just click on that. And also the HRT gear button. Support the show. Get yourself a Horse Racing Today hat, sweatshirt, T-shirt, apron, coffee cup, you name it. It's all available over there on the HRT gear link right there And for 2 days only, free standard shipping. So make sure you hit that redeem button. Always trying to take care of the horse racing today nation, Mr. Terry. It actually should be like, I don't even say nation because we're worldwide. We're like Pitbull. So that one horse is down to 3-2 now.
Yeah.
So but Terry's hoping the 5 horse comes home the winner for his pick 4.
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Indeed, for those who played it. Let's see. We're just waiting for the 7 horse, I think, to get in. Jessica Paquette will let us know what the ongoings are if you're watching the races somewhere else. So you got the window open for the races and the window open for Terry and I. They're all up, they're all in, and they're all off and racing. The 4 horse right now getting off to a sluggish start. So Brooklyn Rhapsody is going to have to do some work. The 7 horse, it looks like on the outside, has eased its way out to the lead. The 1 horse, that big favorite, down on the rail. The 5 horse, the Overlay, in our opinion, that one's in the stalking position. So they run down the back stretch. And right now, the 7 and the 5 duking it out. They're gone off in 22 seconds. So I think they might be a little on the fast side there. It'd be tough to tell. The 6 horse is in third. A little bit of back gap to that favorite, the 8-5 favorite. 5 horse continues to set the tone. The 7 horse sitting to the shotgun outside. As they come around the bend and they make their way home. If speed is going to hold up, that 5 horse, the horse that we said would be an Overlay, it looks like it's going to actually hold off maybe the 7 horse and get the job done. Although the 4 horse is running pretty wild. The 1 horse is trying to come up on, that's the 6 horse. The horse that's moving the best right now is the 4 horse. I think he's going to run by everybody there despite that sluggish start. It's going to go 4, and then maybe that 5 horse holds on for second, which would have been that exacta box that we talked about, key box 4-5. That looks to me like that would have been the bet to make right there, Terry.
Yeah.
There's a 4 horse hits the board at 8-5. We're both alive on our pick 4s, and we move along, Mr. Terry. I don't know what happened to the 1 horse there. It just kind of got started and really never got involved.
Yeah, he kind of ran out of gas early.
Yeah, he just kind of been the jockey, just said whatever. That big, strong run from the 4 on the close. So maybe the front speed's not going to hold for the wins. We're seeing a little bit of kind of tough to tell what's going to happen with the bias there today. Greetings from Venezuela. Hola, Jose. ¿Cómo está, señor? How do you like my Spanish there? Pretty good stuff.
It's all right.
Terry, if they haven't done so yet, tomorrow you and I are going to do Parx. On Wednesday and Thursday, we'll do the championship meet at Gulfstream Park. And then on Friday, hopefully, Tom will rejoin us for 4 on Friday. And to make sure you don't miss any of those great picks, great programming, and any of the above, what's the right thing to do?
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell that's on there so that you get notified about all these different programs. Go down and copy that link at the bottom and share it with all the people you know so they can come and check us out. Go to our social sites such as X, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, Blue Skies, at Horse Race, the number 2 day. You can give us a thumbs up and or a like. That'll help us out quite a bit. And keep these comments coming and your picks. That's really enjoyable to see, and it also helps out a lot.
Absolutely. Well, it helps out a lot that we're going to have a bunch of races before race number 8 at 1 mile and 70 yards. Terry, this one looks like a pretty good race.
Yeah, it does. So it's at 1 mile and 70 yards, as you said. It's an optional claiming race, $50,000 claiming price if you elect to put your horse in there for that. Possibly be claimed. Purse is $52,000 for 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races, other than a maiden claiming starter or state bred, or which have never won 3 races, or a claiming price of $50,000.
If you wanted to buy one, 10 gauge, there you go. You can buy that one for 50 grand. Get yourself a shotgun. At $170 by now, it's a refrain. 40% go wire to wire. You know that outside is a little bit better than inside. So are there any Buffalo girls on the outside with some speed, Terry?
Well, as you can see, they all have speed, and there's several of them that are close together. I think it's an anyone's guess race again. And then the 3 has an overlay from 7-2 to 9-2. 4 has an overlay from 5-2 to 5-1. And then all but the 2 show par plus numbers, and then all of them show C zones.
Race shape tells us that, well, really no true front runner. A ton of versatility in this race. Is everybody but the 2 and the 8 are PC types. This race could really go any which way. If you wanted to go with the horse on the front, well, then Search Engine, Just Call Ray, Irish Exit, Deposition, boy, all of them in here, some similar late speed. Look at all those horses within one length of each other. So, it could be the Wild West when the race gates open. Malibu Star, that'll be coming the hardest at the end, along with Divine Miracle. There we see Search Engine again. So early speed, late speed combo for that one. Top total pace horse is Search Engine, then the 9, then the 5, then the 1. Heck, and then the 7. So what does that tell you? Just take the odd number of horses, throw out the even number of horses, and you might get a winner, Terry.
That's right. Well, I like the 9, Just Call Ray. He's 1 for 1 at Parx Racing at today's distance, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. 5, Divine Miracle likes Parx Racing. He's been in the money 73% of the starts, 43% of those were wins. Distance won't cause any problems. He finished the money 69% of the time, and 31% of those starts were wins. The 7, Irish Exit, has won 6 races in the last 10 starts, and he has a high percentage winning trainer, so he loves to win. And the 6, Malibu Star, is my long shot. He has won his last race at Parx Racing. He has a highest last speed rating at today's distance, and his best start speed is fast among today's starters. He has a nice workout on 4 furlongs on January 4th. The last pick 4 that I'm going to play is 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9 with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 with the 1, and finish up with the 4, 10, 11, and 12, a $50 cost.
I am going to start with the 9 horse in here too. Just Call Ray. Just call him a winner. Jamie Ness, Ruben Sanchez, lone race at Parx was a winning effort. Otherwise, the horse is a track dropper in the money, 8 of 10 at this distance. Number 7, Irish Exit. Jamie Ness, Ruben Severa, winner 8 of 18 at Parx. Number 5, Divine Miracle, very consistent performer, should be forward in today's spot. And then Search Engine, that one should be on the lead. It's a part of our top total pace picture. Another track dropper and has plenty of upside, and I think probably the most open race of the day. I'm going to do a pick 4, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9 with the 3, 6, 8, with the 1, 5, 7, 9, and then the 4 and the 10. I am spending 48 of my $50 today. And this is the one I think probably the least formful, especially with this opening race. 3 races to go, Terry. Race number 9, and probably another one where we have a familiar distance.
Yeah, it's 6 furlongs, optional claiming race, $16,000 claiming price if you elect to put your horse in there to possibly be claimed. It's got a nice purse of $50,000 for 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won a race other than a maiden, claiming, starter, or state bred, or which have never won 2 races, or a claiming price is $16,000.
6 furlongs again. Speed, baby, but stalkers, but still 1 out of 4 get the lead and never relinquish it. There is an inside 3 bonus. Everything outside gets discounted a little bit. So in the sprints, we're looking for inside. Terry, anybody with inside speed in the 9th spot?
Well, let's see here. It looks like to me there's 3 that have speed that are kind of on the inside. We've got the 1, 3, and the 5. They could go head to head to that quarter pole. 3 has an overlay from 5 to 2 to 9 to 2. All show par plus, and all but the 4 show C zone.
Our race shape gives us 1, 5, and 8 want to be on the front. 7 a P horse. Look at all these flexible horses again. Lone closer. You got to always keep an eye on those Sesame Street horses that are unlike the others, the 7 and the 4 in here. If speed is your thing, and a lot of handicappers it is, well, there's plenty of it here. Look at all these horses that are within 3 points of each other. They're going to get up and get after it. It could be a very hot pace in this one. Capital Conquest, Harp's hot corner, and I Don't See Colors. They'll look to capitalize if the race gets out of hand early on with their late speed. Top total pace horses. We got the 3, the 4, the 6, and the 8s. But again, a very competitive spot in here, although these 3, the 3, 4, and 8, well above the rest of the field. So maybe one of those in that trio is the one to focus on, Terry. You did.
I did. I like the 8 Harp's hot corner. When his last race, Parx Racing has a trainer wins 42% of the races when dropping a horse off a win, and he has a high percentage win jockey. Capital Conquest, the fourth, my second choice, finished third versus similar in his last race, has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and a good 4 furlong workout on January 4th. Number 3, I Don't See Colors, is finished in the money in 5 out of the last 6 starts, winning 2 of the starts. His best start speed is fast among today's starters, and he has a high percentage winning jockey and a good workout on January 5th. Sue's the one is my long shot. He has won 3 races out of the last 5 starts, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No additional bets for me here.
I'll begin with the 3 horse in here. Should be just renamed Colorblind, but they named him I Don't See Colors. Sim favorite, top par plus horse in this race, and also the most upside. Harp's hot corner, Jamie Ness, Mikel Sanchez. There's that dynamic duo again. If he gets the lead, look out. But I think in this race, we see the horse absolutely will be challenged. It could be a disappointment for it if it doesn't get the lead. All-American Rod, the 6 horse. This one may be the most untapped potential in the field. Only lightly raced horse in there. Should be making a strong mid-move, so I'd expect that one to come out of the corner hot. And then So's maybe didn't like the sloppy racetrack last time out. Cut back in distance and the upgrade to a fast track could be useful for a horse that has some giddy up and go at the go as well. No additional bets for me. 2 races to go, so the late daily double, Terry, will start in race number 10, and again, we'll run the 6 furlongs.
Yeah, that's right. It's an optional claiming race, $16,000 claiming price. Purse $50,000 for fillies and mares to 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won a race other than maiden, claiming starter, or state bred, or which have never won 2 races, or a claiming price of $16,000.
I like the 2 and 5 in race number 9. Scary Creation says 2 owns and trained by a trainer that is 20% first off the claim. 5 is dropping and may be the speed of the speed. So keep an eye on Scary Creations. And then let's talk a little bit about race number 10's shape. We'll talk about the speed in race number 10, Terry, first. Where is it at?
Okay, it's really anyone's guess. You can see there's several of them that have pretty similar speeds, such as the 2, 7, and the 10. But the 1 has an overlay of 3-2 to 3-1. 7 has an overlay from 9-2 to 6-1. And then all but the 5 and 11 show par plus numbers, and all of them show C zones.
You got a couple over 50% here with the 2 and the 11. Maybe some value in those 2 horses. That's strong par plus. 59% of the time, Patchabelt getting above 87 in or equal to 87 in our simulations. In the 10th race, well, that 1 horse Patchabelt, look at that, lone PC type, very dangerous type. And then you got the 10 horse over here, EP, lone EP. That could be a pretty winning. It could be a winning spot as well. Looks like it's pretty balanced on the start, though. You only got 10 points separating most of these horses. Alani, my favorite drink. I have one right here. Pretty good if you haven't had one yet. If you like those caffeine drinks, take a look at the cherry slush. Pretty tasty. At the end of the race, it looks like it'll be tasty for Patchabelt. 13-point late pace advantage, and really not that far off the lead versus these. That's a 2.5 length edge. If that horse is coming around the turn anywhere near the front runners, they might just get dirt kicked up in his face as they run by. At the end of the race, Patchabelt is a length quicker than Alani and Eclair Blanc. A little bit of a drop off from there, Terry. So it looks like speed or closer. What was your preference here?
Well, the 1 is my preference. It's my pick of the day, Patchabelt. She ran second versus similar in her last race, the rail post winning at a 19% clip. Her best start speed is fast among today's starters. She has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. And then I like the 7 as my second choice. She has finished in the money in 6 races out of 7 career starts. Winning one of those races, should improve at the shorter distance. Has a good workout on January 4th. Tis race day. The 9 is my third choice. Won 2 races in a row and goes for a hat trick now. And she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then Renee's 6. The 5 is my long shot. Been in the likes Parx racing, been in the money 67% of the starts, winning 17% of the races. Distance will be nothing will cause her trouble, or him trouble. Her, I guess, yeah. has finished in the money 100% of the races, winning 40% of the start. I'm going to bet my whole $100 in this race. I'm going to bet 10 to win, 20 to place on number 1, a $5 exacta box 179, a $10 exacta 1 on top with a 579, $5 daily double, the 1 with the 4 and the 12. That's it.
That's it. All right. Oh, we got the same order here, Terry. So I would imagine that you'll see the odds reflect that as well. The 1 horse, Pachelbel, top total pace horse, 5 points. Very highly consistent performer. Alani, this one should be forward in this race, Terry. Better early pace, better fractions last time out. At Parx, 5 times out, 4 seconds and a third. So the only thing it's got to do is fill in that 0. Number 9, Tis Race Day. That one's another one that likes the Parx track. 6 times out, 4 wins in a second. And there's that dynamic duo. They didn't perform in that last race, but Jamie Ness and Mikel Sanchez, they'll find their way to the winner's circle at least once today. And then the 5 horse. It is a long shot, Terry, but is it a long shot to finish in the money? Raced at the 6 furlong distance 10 times, and 100% of the time finished in the top 3. So why not put it forth? Last race of this day, Terry, is race number 10. Again, before we move off to, race number 11. Before we move off to race number 11, just another reminder that tomorrow we'll do Parx again. Do they have 11 races again tomorrow, Terry? Do you know?
They do.
So that means we'll start early again. To make sure you don't miss that start, hit the subscribe button and the bell on YouTube. Follow us on all of our social sites streaming below. If you're watching on Twitter, please retweet, follow us. You'll be notified about 30 minutes before the race time starts that, hey, we're about to go live. Free picks today again at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There is a link in the description or wherever you follow us. Today's free track is Turf Paradise. Should be fast and hot down there in Arizona. Terry, last race of the day today. Might be the last race, but it is a very familiar distance.
Yeah, it's 1 mile and 70 yards. It's a claiming race, $5,000 claiming price, purse $18,000. For fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since July 13th.
In race number 10, you like the 2 and the 10. 2 has Caramouche. I expect it to show speed like he did at Churchill. Number 10 is Robert Reed, yes. 2 out of 4 at Parx, and win-lose pattern. The light switch horse, right on and then off. 1 mile and 70 yards, I don't know, for the 5th time today or something along those lines. We do know that 40% of the time, the horse that has the lead at the first call will be the one that turns into the winner's circle. Outside, being a little bit better than inside. Terry, any outside speed in the finale?
Well, not really. They all show some kind of speed. The only outside horse that got some speed is the 10, but all of them have speed. So I would say it's anyone's guess. The 4 has an overlay 9 to 5 to 5 to 1. 10 has an overlay from 7 to 2 to 9 to 2. All but the 2 and 6 have par plus numbers, and all but the 1 have season.
So a pretty open race, I feel like, at the end of the thing here, perhaps, but maybe 2 that stand out to me, at least anyway. Looking at the race shape for the last time, there's that lone EP type again. So that 4 horse, if the 5 and 12 go too slow, get out of my way. If they go too fast, can be patient and sit in front of this entire wall of horses that want to be middle back. The 11 horse, Classy Miss, the lone PC. Again, those horses can be exceptionally dangerous. Early on, it does look like Creative Copy, if it wants the lead, can get the lead. 12 on the outside has a lot of horses to its inside with similarly placed numbers. Might have to work pretty hard to get to the front if that's indeed where it wants to be. With all of these horses with similar early speed, late legs could be helpful. Helen of Ritz, 2 lengths better than everybody else, will not be 2 lengths off the lead here, maybe a length off. Also, your top total pace horse, that one's 8 points better than Creative Copy, then Tomer, then a bit of a drop off. So you got the 10, the 4, the 5, and the 6. Pretty competitive for that that place show money. Terry, who do you got on top?
Okay, well, I like the 4 Creative Copy. She's won 3 of her last 7 races, finishing second versus similar in her last race, and she has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. High Heel Warrior, the 12 is my next choice. She finished third versus tougher in her last race, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. The 10, Helen Ortiz, is my third choice. She drops in class today, has a high percentage winning jockey. Blinkers are added today to keep her mind on business. And then Classy Miss, the 11, has the highest speed figure at today's distance. Her best dirt speed is fast among today's starters. She has a bullet workout at 4 furlongs on January 5th. Thank you. And no more additional bets for me as I'm out of money.
I too, and this one, Scary Creations. I like the 11 and the 1 trainer, 23% off the claim. 11 coming in, 47 workout. That's always pretty good. Maybe that means nothing, but who knows? I usually like those strong workouts between races. The 4 is by far the horse to beat and will be the favorite. Well, I probably see that with that Terry and I being in there and your sentiments matching that. Scary. I think the 4 horse probably should be the favorite in here because I page down to that. Top last race speed figure was 10 points better than the next closest horse. That's a pretty big gap for the rest of them to make up. All of the race internals were better last time out. But that 10 horse, Helena Ritz, that top total pace, 8 points better than everybody else, has that really big late speed edge and really, again, going to be pretty close to the pack in this group. 11, Classy Miss, a rebound race coming in the second start after a layoff, does have that bullet workout. Maybe that saw is sharper in the final. And you got to go with race 11, the 11 horse in race 11 anyway, right? That's a crypto code.
Yeah.
Then finally, High Heeled Warrior, that 12 horse at Parx, 5 times out, a second and 3/3. And at the distance, 6 times out, 2 wins and 2/3. So the distance and the track seem to suit perhaps a Tom horse win. Nah, but in the money, probably. Here are all of our picks. Oh, I do have $24 left. So I'm going to do a $10 exacta box with the horse with the top last race speed figure edge and the big total pace edge and see if those two can come in 1-2 for $12, $24 in total. Here are our picks for the entirety of the day, just for you, Tafum. Take a look at that once again. Let's say hello to Mr. Hassan Sedimenter. Terry's best bet. Which is best bet? Typhoon friend, can you tell me? There is no foreign language. Terry's best bet is in race number 11.
No, 10.
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm used to there only being 10 races. So there you go. The 1 horse, Hassan, race number 10. Keep an eye out for that. Here again are our full picks for today. Again, we'll be back tomorrow for Parx, starting a little bit early again. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Terry, again, over to horseracingtoday.net in just a moment to get a full recap of the show in the comments on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube and you hit the more button, you will see every race timestamp. So you can come back and watch them all at your leisure. If there's any interactivity between you and us, be it comments, coming back to watch each race individually, coming back to watch the show tomorrow. Any type of interactivity boosts our search engine scores. So when other people are looking for horse racing content, they're more likely to find Terry and I in a very easy way to help boost the show. Which one for this? Which one, Maria, are you talking about? For race number 3? You see right there. This is what we like in race number 3. All right, Terry, any final thoughts from you before we get out of here and start working on Parx for terrific Terry Tuesday?
Yeah, they're still having such a problem down Southern California, and the winds are supposed to pick up tonight to 60, 70 miles an hour. I just hope that everybody's praying and doing what they can to help those people down there. And then other than that, just stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, indeed. Stay safe if you're in Southern California. Stay safe wherever you are. We certainly hope that no matter what you're doing today, that you have God's grace, God's favor, and every single thing that you do between now and the time that we meet ends up in our favorite place, and that is
the winner's circle.
Yes, indeed. Have a blessed Money Monday. We'll see you tomorrow for terrific Terry Tuesday.